Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're going to start a series called Life Lessons from the Bank. And the bank is kind of like my surrogate teacher, right? I feel like I learned so many things from the bank that I should have learned in childhood that should have prepared me for adulthood, but I didn't. I didn't know any of these things. And it's not like the bank directly taught me these things. It was just me observing because I was wondering, wow, how do banks have the tallest building in the United States um, without producing an actual real product, right? They just shuffle paper. They don't produce anything like an iPad or anything like that. And I realized, wow, by just sitting and observing, I learned so much, right? And so the number one lesson we're going to learn today is that banks don't lend money to people who need it. And that's a life lesson you can take to the bank, ha 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 ha, pun intended, um, of what to do when you need to lend money, right? And so the worst thing that you can do is lend money to people who need it. I know it sounds kind of cruel, but when's the last time you lent money to somebody who needed it and they paid you back with confidence, right? Without any stress, without any hassle? Probably has not happened. In fact, I learned this lesson in like a homeopathic manner. And if you don't know how homeopathy works, this is my kind of understanding of it. Like you kind of get a little bit of poison, and that's supposed to help you compared to getting like a lot of based on the dose, right? Like the lethal effects of a poison is based on a dose. So if you get burned a little bit, that's okay, but rather than getting burned a lot, right? And again, I'm not a medical professional, not giving any medical advice, but that's just my understanding of homeopathy, and it relates to how I learned the bank's life lessons, right? So the way that I came to understood this is because I have people asking me, "Hey, can I borrow money?" And then I ask why, and they say because I need it, right? And I learned that life lesson of don't lend money people who need it. But then I got to know for sure. I got to get burned a little bit, right? So I lend $2,000, and you know what? I just did not get paid back because the bank taught me, again, this is just from observation, that you don't lend money to people who need it, right? And that's how they get rich. That's how they have the tallest buildings in America because they don't lend money to people who need it, right? And so one thing I want to talk about is that I did a Google search of never lend money to friends, and for some reason, the Hawaii Department of Health is the first search result that I got. And let's just take a look at what the Hawaii Department of Health has. So basically, for whatever reason, they put up a PDF from the Wall Street Journal. It seems like someone from Hawaii got burned, who is a government official, but let's just take a look. Repeat, never lend money to a friend. My friend Lisa, and this is from the Wall Street Journal, reprinted in the Honolulu Star Bulletin, July 6, 2003. Again, ancient wisdom, by today's standards. My friend Lisa recently posed a question that has long plagued many people. When do you say no to a friend or a relative in need of money? Okay. Lisa, it seems like, has a friend who has called several times in the past couple of years, usually looking to borrow money. Lisa has always helped out, largely because she has a big heart and in part because her friend is a single mom struggling to raise her child without the help of a father, a situation Lisa recognizes that can't be easy. Lisa, you're definitely right. Definitely cannot be easy. Still, whenever Lisa answers the phone and hears her friend, she cringes. She calls only when she's desperate. So, ding, 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 ding. Lisa, you are just an individual. Okay? If you have to support your friend, that's going to be such a burden on you, and this is why you're cringing, right? And the thing is that you got to start thinking like a bank, because I hate, people will say that you are cruel for thinking this way, but this is the difference between being you feeling like you're on the struggle bus versus you having the tallest buildings downtown, is to not deal with people who need your money when you try to lend it to them. And the fact that you're saying, "Hey, she only calls when she's desperate," Lisa, that's why you're cringing. That's why you're struggling, because you didn't learn from the bank. Because banks don't lend money to people who need it, right? And you should not lend money to people who need it. I have learned that lesson too, but I learned it in a small homeopathic dose where I got burned 2 grand, maybe a 500 here, $10 here, so I don't get burned and lending out 10,000, 20,000, $100,000, right? But yes, it's an unfortunate situation where, because we are, as human beings, we want to help out. We become part of, we essentially ride the struggle bus because we are following the opposite of the bank's teachings, which is to lend money to people who need it. And whenever you're describing somebody that someone's only calling when they're desperate, guess what? That's the equivalent of needing money or wanting to borrow money when you need it, right? Amazing. Amazing how you can just learn these life lessons. And this is why I don't struggle with money anymore. Or maybe I think I don't. Who knows? Maybe in 2 months I'll be broke. But yes, number one life lesson. And here's the other thing too. A lot of people watch these velocity banking videos and they always leave a comment like, "Hey, this is all great and all, but who has a line of credit like that laying around?" And I said, "Yeah, who has a line of credit like that laying around?" The answer is I do. Why? Why do I have over $270,000 in lines of credit? Because I got it when I did not need it, right? And if you want to keep your money, don't lend money to people who need it, right? And also don't lie on your credit applications, because that's how you go to prison. That's a federal crime. You don't want to go to a federal pound me in the prison, right? Remember that phrase from Office Space? Don't want to go there. All right. Well, this is Korean Atlanta mentorship. So this is kind of like underground advice, kind of like institutional advice that you won't see an actual person say in front of like a press conference, but you can certainly learn so much from how these institutions operate that control society. All right. Well, have a great day, everybody, and we'll speak next time.